definitely. Well, let's look at the final now because obviously it is Alcaraz Sinner again, third Grand Slam final that they've played this year, which yeah is the first time that's happened in the Open era that the same two players have played three Slam finals. Alcaraz leads the head-to-head 9-5. Obviously, this year they've split the Slam finals. They did meet at Cincinnati as well, but that was kind of a non-entity with Sinner retiring after 5 games. They played also in Rome earlier in the year. That was on clay. Alcaraz got that one. So, to be fair, going back to 2023, Sinner's only got the one victory, but this is outdoor hardcore. Sinner's been so dominant on these hardcourt slams over the last few years. But this time it's a bit different. World number one ranking on the line. It's the final slam of the year. Who's going to come out on top? It's so hard to call. I just,
I mean, Kim, who do you think needs the victory more?
I mean, I think Alcaraz winning would be better for the sport.
Oh, do you think?
Well, I think, Sinner's been world number one for I think it's about 60 odd weeks now. I think clinching that back for Alcaraz would, I know he's really close anyway, and it may come, later in the year, but
Mm.
anyway, but I just think clinching that back, you want a bit more of a topsy turvy. Oh, world number one, it's changing hands a bit more exciting, perhaps. I think the fact that Sinner won Wimbledon, inevitably my mind's like, okay, well, then the other player now needs to win the next one. Otherwise, but then overall, like, the head to head is favouring Alcaraz. But I
Mm.
just, and arguably Sinner should have won the French as well. He had those
Mm.
championship points. So I feel that Alcaraz, if he can come out with a dominant performance, it's going to make others maybe think, oh, actually, yeah, Sinner is, fallible on a hard court, maybe. Although against
Yeah.
Alcaraz.
I mean, if Sinner does win, I mean, he would have won three of the Grand Slam
Yeah.
titles, this season. Because he won, the Australian at the start of the
Australian.
year,
Yeah.
Wimbledon, US Open, which is kind of crazy to think how close Alcaraz is to the world number one ranking when Sinner's got three kind of Grand Slams this year in the trophy cabinet. If he were to defeat Alcaraz in the final, I do think maybe also from a like a head to head point of view. I mean, it's been so overwhelmingly Carlos Alcaraz of late. Bar that Wimbledon that Wimbledon reversal where Sinner did win. Um, so yeah, perhaps Sinner needs it more, but I don't. I mean, I think that Alcaraz has played the best tennis this tournament. The fact that he's not dropped a set, the fact that there are maybe some little injury doubts over Sinner, I do think Alcaraz goes into it as the slight favorite, even though you might say on a hard court, this is Sinner's kind of natural territory. I just feel though with this tournament that again Alcaraz has played the better tennis, and I think he would be maybe the more disappointed if he were to finish runner up.
Yeah, I think that's where I was coming from. If he needs it more, because I think he's coming into it. This is his best shot at
Mm.
beating Sinner in a Grand Slam final, coming through without dropping sets, fresher, playing his best tennis. New haircut, like world number one ranking. I just think this is more.
Mm.
Yeah, I just feel like the Sinner dominance on hard courts kind of needs to end a little bit for us to feel more competitive. Because then going into the Australian Open, you're thinking, oh, well, Sinner's just been winning every single hard court
Who do
slam
you think is
the
the
last
world?
2 years.
Who do you think is the world number one? I mean, forget
Yeah.
the kind of the title of it at the moment. Who do you think is the world number one?
think there's you can't I think
Both
there's
of them.
just a knife edge to separate them. I think whoever turns out with the most points come Monday morning
Mm.
is the world number one. I just think it's exciting because you've got these two players who are, real solid rivalry, like dominating now. But the longer this goes on, are we going to see the same finalists next
Mm.
year, the Australian Open? But how many slam finals in a row can they do? Um, After a while, will it get boring? Will we be like, oh, actually, we kind of want someone else to get in the mix now? What do you think on that, Joel?
It's funny because we're seeing with the the WTA and the tour, the WTA tour. it's the complete opposite. You know, there's loads of Grand Slam champions in the mix. You can have players kind of come out of nowhere and have a really good season. You know, like Madison Keys at the Australian Open. We've had Anisimova here. It has kind of spiced things up, I think, in a different way than we've got to on the men's side. I do think, though, regardless of how many different characters and favorites there are on the WTA side, and that makes it exciting. I do think on the ATP side, it's a different sort of exciting because this is a generational rivalry. I actually think it trumps everything. This is the thing in tennis that gets anyone and everyone beyond tennis fans and including tennis fans excited. And I don't necessarily think we've reached levels of, oh, I can't believe we've got another Sinner Alcaraz final to look forward to, just because, you know, they've been so competitive. You know,
Djokovic fans might like to differ.
Well, true. But I just don't think we've had a boring match. Even this retirement, you know, in Cincinnati was a little bit kind of full of drama. You know, I just think this rivalry is not necessarily, you know, like Sharapova and Serena, or very one-sided in the sense that, you know, we're kind of clamoring for a different matchup. I'm just excited to see, you know, how it goes, and we've got this kind of narrative evolving on, you know, the different court surfaces, and, you know, the fact that they've played each other on grass hard and you know, and clay as well this season. It's just a different type of exciting to me. So I wouldn't say we're necessarily at boredom's levels just yet, but I do hope they can deliver another classic. I think the challenge with these matches now is the expectation is just so high that even when we got like quite a decent final at Wimbledon, the fact that
it
people
felt
are
disappointing,
like,
didn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
it was only 4 sets. Oh, I can't believe it. What a terrible match. I think
Compared
that's
to the Roland Garros final.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the challenge.
The first one they played was probably and will probably always be the best, arguably, for drama stakes. We'll see.
I mean, beyond that, arguably, I mean, that's the second best match they ever played was at the US Open back in 2022, because that went 5 sets. That was, to me, sort of the start of everything. Like, that was the match where, you know, quarterfinals, Alcaraz threw 6-3 in the 5th set. Like, to me, that match really was the spark. And for them to come back here, having had that previously, I do think we could be again in for potentially for another classic.
Well, that year, 2022, Alcaraz did go on to win the US Open and claim that world number 1 ranking. So let's see if he can do it again. Yeah, we do need to predict Alcaraz. And Sinner in 5, I'm predicting.
Okay. But I am going to say Sinner in 5. I just can't see it. I cannot see it. I'm going to say, I just think Alcaraz is just playing too good of tennis of late. I'm going to say Alcaraz.
Surely it won't be straight sets.
Alcaraz in 4.
Okay.
Fair enough. 4. I think it's going to be like Wimbledon, but in reverse for Carlos Alcaraz.
All right, listeners,
and he's going to go off and play some more golf with Sergio Garcia.
Let us know what you think, listeners. And just going back to the women's final, I think for Anisimova, it's like, how will the Wimbledon final affect her mentally? You know, but I think it can't go any worse. So surely that alone would free her up, unless she thinks, oh, what if I'm the first player to lose 2 slam finals in a row without dropping a game, without winning a game. But
so you get Anisimova 2,
in 3.
Oh,
yeah, this has got to be 3 sets, I think.
I think
she says.
I think I went Sabalenka. Yeah, but maybe it is Anisimova's time. Who knows?
I just think it'll be. I'm buying into the narrative of crushing defeat, turning it around, winning at home, the US Open meant to be kind of thing. Will that storyline happen? Time will tell. We'll know tonight.